Solid Signal podcast for March 28th, 2016, so let's get right down to it. The story of the week continues to be 4K television. Finally, it looks like we're seeing some movement in this direction, although it is not as much as I would like. As DirecTV plans to air live content for the very first time, they're going to be showing the Masters on DirecTV on April 7th. I know that a lot of you out there have been scrambling to try to get the right equipment in place in time, and I thank all of you as a group for all of your business. We have at Solid Signal been seeing a massive uptick in people who are getting HR54 DVRs and C61K clients. These are the things that you will need for 4K television. And I've also been seeing a lot more traffic on the Solid Signal blog just asking about what you'll need for 4K, what you can do for 4K. And the truth is that you are coming down to the wire. There is still time, however. If you're listening to this and you want to get the live broadcast of the Masters in 4K, it's historic on DirecTV. Go to solidsignal.com now and order. Make sure you've got an HR54 Genie DVR and a C61K Genie client. You must, of course, have a 4K television that supports HDCP 2.2 and HDMI 2.0A. Those are the minimum requirements, and it's unfortunate for those folks who went ahead and purchased a TV that was not capable enough for this purpose. This is the plight of the early adopter folks, and believe me, it's something that I'm very, very aware of. However, the other side of this is that people have been asking a lot when they're going to get 4K over-the-air broadcasting. And I know I've devoted another podcast to this in the past, and so I will not dwell on the subject too much. But the fact of the matter is that I believe that there will never be 4K over-the-air broadcasting. I'm waiting for the industry to prove me wrong, but the simple fact of it is that in order for there to be 4K over-the-air broadcasting of any measure at all, you would need an act of Congress to do it, and you would need televisions that were capable of receiving it over the air. The very fact that you need an act of Congress for this is just pretty much a guarantee in my mind that it's never going to happen. Oh, but you say digital broadcasting happened in the 2000s, and that took an act of Congress. Yes, but there was something in it for the broadcasters, and certainly something in it for Congress. Broadcasters got new equipment and a lot of subsidizing from the government. Average folks got converter boxes for free, and more importantly, the FCC got to change things up in order to open up a lot of frequency that was used later for LTE wireless communications, which the FCC rightly agreed at that time was more important than having 83 channels of local television. It's pretty clear from some of the demonstrations that have been out there that it is possible to do 4K broadcasting in the same frequency range that's currently being used for HD, which is pretty amazing, and honestly, I did not think that would be true so soon. However, it comes down to the question of demand. Do broadcasters really want to invest in all new equipment for 4K? Do they really want to run a parallel channel like they had to do with the digital transition? And more importantly, do people actually want to put up an antenna and get 4K television, especially this early in the process when there truly is none to offer? Of course, I should point out that local broadcasters and networks have been recording programs in 4K for some time now, especially sporting events. And, they're most likely editing and mastering a lot of this stuff in 4K to try to be future-proof. But realistically speaking, that doesn't mean that they're ever going to put it out over the air. If you end up seeing your current network slate of programmings in 4K, programmings? Well, okay, I'll just let that one go. If you end up seeing your current network slate of programming in 4K, it's most likely going to be in either a streaming format or in a pay TV format. You're not going to see it over the air. And I just keep sticking to this because the simple fact of the matter is that there just isn't anybody who wants it, and there's enough problems in the world and enough problems in the United States government, and let's just leave it at that, so that it's unlikely to think that this sort of thing is ever going to get through. I'm really sorry to say it, and I hate to think about it because I would very much like to see it the same as you, but folks, ain't gonna happen. Meantime, have a great week, and I'll see you next week on the Solid Signal Podcast.